Just on voluntary euthanasia, will your party room have a conscience vote?
Yeah, the New South Wales opposition will have a conscience vote for all MPs.
Do you think it should be dealt with this year by both the LA and the LC?
Look, we'd leave that up to the New South Wales Premier. He's got to make a decision about the timing in relation to the Legislative Assembly. Obviously, the New South Wales opposition doesn't have a say in relation to that. And I'd like all matters to dealing with the Legislative Assembly, when it comes to the business of the House, that's in the decision of the New South Wales Premier and the Leader of the House.
So I guess when you use private members' day, will your MPs work with Greenwich to allow his bill to be prioritised on private members' day? I'm
concerned about that for a particular reason. If you use the last conscience vote bill as a example, it was, I think, around 3 or 4 days, and it involved many hours of debate. Now, the New South Wales opposition gets 90 minutes every Thursday of a sitting week to debate legislative business that is part of our agenda. So if that 90 minutes is taken up as part of the euthanasia debate, that debate will take years, and it will wipe out the New South Wales opposition's legislative agenda forever up until the next election, and probably beyond that. So that's not something we would give up lightly. And it's really in the purview of the Premier of New South Wales to make a decision in relation to that.
What is your personal view on the legislation that will go to the House?
Yeah, I've made my view clear. I don't support voluntary assisted dying. The reasons I don't personally is that I don't think that you can codify the risks for a vulnerable person who's in the latter stages of their life, who may feel that they're a burden on their family or on their loved ones, and I think that's a real concern, and I don't think it can be dealt with as per the writing of the bill. But I want to make this point. I think I'm in the minority of the New South Wales opposition when it comes to that, and I fully respect their views in relation to it.
We have seen the last conscience vote became a huge problem for the government and the Liberal Party. Do you foresee that perhaps in your own party or perhaps the Liberal Party that there will be problems as this legislation comes before the Parliament?
Look, I'm not hoping for problems. I'm hoping that it's dealt with. It's up to the New South Wales Premier to do that, but we've got a lot on the docket when it comes to rebuilding New South Wales. There are many issues to deal with. I'm not suggesting this isn't one of them, but if it can be done in a calm, constructive way, people can have their views, the debate can be had on the floor of the Legislative Assembly, I think that would be wise, given there is so much happening in New South Wales, and we really need to be able to walk and chew gum when it comes to these big legislative decisions.
Just back on polls. Sorry, just if you are elected, there's not much you can do about the increases. Like, what kind of cost of living? Like, you're saying this runs out mid next year. If you were elected, how are you going to address this cost of living pressure?
Yeah, look, I understand that will be a big question asked of the opposition as we head into March 2023. We will have a comprehensive toll relief package to present to the people of New South Wales. We'd like to do that with as much information in relation to the budget situation, the debt situation and the contracts in relation to what's been signed between the New South Wales Government and the new private owners of it. But I want to make this point. There's one private company that owns all or part of the M2, the M4, the M5, the M5 East, the M7, the M8, the Lane Cove Tunnel, the Cross City Tunnel, North Connects and the Eastern Distributor. That is monopolistic power in the hands of one private company. We're concerned about it. It would have been far better if the contract wasn't signed 2 Fridays ago. We have to deal with the new reality, and I'm determined to do that.